Biddly biddly boo, biddly 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 boo, biddly 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 boo. Hello, good morning, happy Friday. Happy Friday to your Friday. Happy Friday to your Friday. How are you this very fine Friday? I'm so tired. Oh my God, that concert wouldn't stop last night. We watched, a lot of us watched the Fire Aid LA um, benefit concert. We watched that in Discord last night, and it was very good. Okay. It was very good because, first of all, I think everyone was doing it for free, so that's obviously lovely. And hi, give me coffee. Good morning. So it was a great concert because it was free, for I mean, I don't know who it was free for, but anyway, it was free. They showed it free, and then they raised money and stuff like that. And it was a lot of great artists, but it was such a strange. I mean, obviously, it's a benefit concert, so I don't expect. I guess I shouldn't expect those to be like super. Like, and here's the other star. It just like everything's felt like an afterthought. I don't know why I'm being so critical of the show. It was a great show. I should shut up. It was a great show, and I'm really grateful to all the artists. And I hope that money raised goes to people who really need it to rebuild their homes and get their lives back on track after the fires. And I really appreciated too that it focused a lot on what happened in Altadena, which the fire was tragic everywhere. But I also know that there are more families with less resources. They're more, they're just more resources in the Palisades. Those folks live in a particularly wealthy area. Not that they shouldn't get, as much help as anyone. I'm just saying that they have more disposable income and resources at their needs to help find temporary housing or to rebuild. And this might be a second home for some of them, etc. Which again is very tragic, and there was a lot of loss. And yes, and in the Altadena area and out east of LA, where the Eaton fire was, and other areas, those were not rich people. Those were not. Those are regular Angelinos who live outside of the LA proper because it's too fucking expensive to live in LA proper. And so they live outside so that they can commute or do whatever they have to do. And so in essence, Altadena and other areas can be perceived a little bit like a commuter area for for central Los Angeles, I guess. And I just really, I know that those folks don't necessarily have all of the insurance and resources and, da 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 da. Many of them were family homes that they had for many, many years. So anyway, I was just really delighted to see that they were also focused on Altadena families and other areas. So it wasn't just like, oh, the Palisades, which is absolutely tragic. And I happen to know, because I've looked in that area to live, is that you can find some rentals in the Palisades sometimes that are less expensive. But they're usually, kind of in the area where fire can burn. So it's not all just like uber wealthy. But it's pretty wealthy. So anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm not trying to measure how we anyway. Blah, 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 blah. I'm very tired. I just really should warn everybody. I'm extraordinarily tired. I actually had to push the show because I was so tired. Gimme Coffee is here, and so is Neil. Good morning. Bonjour. 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 Yeah, so it was a great night, but it was a little later than I thought I was going to stay up, but that's okay. That happens. I'm trying to figure out, like, what do I want to do with the schedule? Like, I think I want to keep Wake and Bake, like, right where it is. I just know that there's going to be some mornings where I have to, like, run an errand or, drop Bobo off at work or something like that. So I'm just trying to think of what time should I really start. I mean, I think I have to start the Wake and Bakes at 6:30. I don't think there's a way I can avoid that. Maybe on Fridays we could start at 7, but I don't know. Anyway, I guess I'm just tired today because we stayed up too late. We stayed up too late listening to music. It was too much. It was too much music. Too much fun. Anyway, but I'm fine. Hi, Oomph. How you doing? All right. Well, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Wake and Bake with Lolo. I'm Lolo. Hi, Jane E. It was way past my bedtime. Blah. I'm actually late, Jane, but that's okay. I don't mind being late. But yeah, it was fun though. It was fun to watch with everyone too. That's kind of fun because I don't really watch those things alone. So it's kind of nice to watch with everyone. It was interesting to see some people. I just think this, I don't know. I'm going to stop. The concert, yeah. So it was very good. It was very good. Anyway, happy Friday. Oh my goodness gracious. That's Friday. You made it. Julie, you made it. Congratulations. Oh my God. You fell asleep during Rad Pod? Give me coffee. That sounds fantastic. I think I'm going to sleep. I'll sleep in tomorrow. That's great. I'll sleep in tomorrow. I don't really sleep in that much. But there's certain mornings where you wake. Do you ever have that? Like you'll wake up at a certain time every day-ish. And then like I don't mind getting up early. I like the morning, actually. I prefer the morning. Yeah, I know. Thanks for the heads up about the concert. One of two. Hey, babe, I'm getting you. I got your best interests at heart, Neil. You get up at 4 EST every day. Oh, Julie, that's a little early for me. I'll wake up usually naturally around 5:30 in the morning. And then, get up and get on my way. But today it was a little tougher. Today it was a little tougher to get the old bird out of bed. It is so quiet then. Isn't it wonderful, Julie? I love the morning. I absolutely love the morning. I really do. I think it's such a great, wonderful, quiet time. Full of possibilities too, isn't it? I think that's so goofy. But really, it's just Lee. Oh, my darling Lee, my sister. How are you? I miss you. I was too tired to hang out with you young kids and that shakin' rock and roll music. Girl, I thought that concert would never end. I'm kind of like, wait, they're still going? Wait, they're still they're still I equated it to yes, I feel more hopeful before I go online. I'm also an early riser, but it takes me time to get the brain ready to function. Oh, hell yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't think my brain ever really. I think I turned my brain off a couple of years ago and it never went back into first gear. Val, good morning, lovely Val. I love you, girl. Oh, I'm trying to hook up with our friend Val. She's in the general vicinity, not very. She's pretty far away, but we're trying to figure out how to meet up so we can give each other a big old hug. Good morning, Haggard. How are you, darling? Good to see you, Paul Langan. Good Friday to all, including the old fogies like yours, getting younger inside while the outside shows you wear and tear. Oh, that's okay. Teresa, are you here? Did I miss you coming in, darling? Oh my God, Teresa, I love you so much. My other sister. I feel so. And there she is. I see you now. Oh, what a beautiful group. What a beautiful group. Federal Register notice this morning had declassification of Kennedy and MLK assassination files. Why do we, can I ask a stupid question, please? May I ask just one stupid question? What is the fascination with JFK? I mean, I mean, my family was incredibly sad when that happened. So let me tell you, I mean, We had a picture of MLK hanging up in our house. We didn't have a picture of John F. Kennedy, but we had a picture of MLK hanging up in our house. And so I mean, I know that I wasn't alive for John Kennedy's death, but January 23rd EO. Oh, we got to look at the EOs. That's what it's EO Friday. EIEIO. Oh shit Friday. That's what it is. EIEIO shit Fridays. Well done, Oomph. You just inspired a little jingle. Oh, I love you. Yeah, I don't get the fascination with MLK. I mean, I really don't. Okay, are we worried about like the government killed him? Can we just agree that that is like, oh, the Federal Register is about 10 days behind? Oh, well, forget about that. Because the CIA did it. LOL. My grandma had a black rim JFK flag at her house for a while. Yeah, totally. Yeah, the CIA did it. Okay. I mean, I just and now what? Now what are you going to do? It's not that, oh, the CIA's bad. Are you just realizing that the CIA does like nefarious shit? Really? And do you know that those people are probably all dead by now? So now we have a new crop of shitheads in the CIA? Like, I don't know. I just kind of go like, what's that big, I mean, I don't know. Furthermore, I don't give a shit. I really don't. I don't give a shit who killed JFK. Is that spicy? Is that spicy? Because I just don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Okay? I want to find out why, I don't know. I want to find out why we haven't arrested the planners of J6 yet. That's what I talk about, a mystery. Mischief managed. Okay. Let's see here. It's collateral attack on both the reputations of the individuals and on the intelligence law enforcement agencies whose files will be opened. Yeah, definitely. I see that. That's a well said, and an opportunity for for all the counterfeit pizza Gatory to come. Oh man, I know. Okay, so you're right. Intellectually, I know why they do this. Why it's such a big deal for them. I do know what the gimmick is. But I just wish we wouldn't fall for it. Yeah, we had the church report. Yeah, in the 70s. I mean, if you didn't think in the 60s and 70s that people saw it for what it was, that it was an assassination of like sometimes people don't realize that people had consciousness in the 60s and 70s. And they actually know. Like, I don't know. Like, I grew up knowing that the CIA was bad. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, folks. Maybe everybody had a different upbringing than I did. But I knew all this. I mean, I pretty much, we didn't trust the government in my household. My family was literally had some FBI agents parked outside of it once because my dad was making a big stink in the Catholic Church during the time that my brothers were supposed to go to Vietnam, and they were in the midst of the draft. So my father, who was a prisoner of war in World War II, as I've said, fought very hard against the Vietnam War, very hard against that aggression, and my brothers one burned his draft card. And the other was in seminary. So he was actually in Catholic seminary. So he got a conscientious objector because my family's deeply anti-war. And so we were, I mean, there were people watching. I mean, that's the way it was back then. So it wasn't that big a deal. I don't know. I mean, it was a big deal, but it was part of a larger expulsion from the church for my family at that time. And that was the bigger strain. It didn't seem like that big a strain on my dad to have like all this scrutiny, but so it was interesting. I wish I could have talked to him more about that particular time, but I didn't talk to him about that as much. So I don't know I'm trying to get it out of my brothers and sisters who are still here. But anyway, it's just an interesting thing, an obsession with kind of the whole JFK files. It just kind of, I'm like, meh, whatever. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm not catching up with chat. Weird how when I post certain content, sans links, the straight text, the comment does not show. Yeah, you know why? It's because, well, it wouldn't show, if it shows on here in the chat, it's going to show on the screen. So the screen doesn't edit anything out. But I do wonder, although I think, oh no, it's up to date. Oh, you didn't want it cooked? Really? That's weird. It must have been something else, Paul J. But the thing is that, yeah, YouTube actually edits. I have certain words, but they're words that none of you would really type. Let's put it that way. I put words in to ban that you probably wouldn't type, even in jest. So either way, I have a new conspiracy theory about it in case anyone is interested. Okay, Paul Langan, hit us with your conspiracy theory. Conspiracy Fridays. Here we go. Let's hear it. Axolotl? What's axolotl? What? Guai? Shibboleth? It is one of the long-standing conspiracies in MAGA. I know. You're so right, Max. I mean, I know. MAGA 3X? What's that? What? I am the number one most watched individual for the military-industrial complex. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at that. What do you mean, Paul? Paul Langan? No one would say that if they were. Come on. Give me a break. I am the number one most watched. My GPS chip is showing today. Trying to find words we shouldn't type. Oh. I think that's fantastic. Oh my god, have I had any coffee yet? I don't even know. Does anybody know if I had any coffee yet? Oh my god. What is this? Annoying. That's funny. I think that's funny. I love the Durbin dig on Blackburn, i.e. Epstein and transparency. I know, Teresa. This post always gets through. I love Trump and Big Macs. Yes, the Durbin dig. I know, she's crazy. Marsha Blackburn. Marsha Blackburn is fucking nuts. I feel like she's one of those bad people. I know, she's too stupid to catch it. Here's the funny thing, though. I think she really is just a caricature of herself. You know, I don't attribute to her the same nefarious bullshit that I attribute to all the rest of them. Although she's evil, don't get me wrong. I think she's an evil person, and we clearly don't agree on things. But also, I just find her to be such a clown, such a buffoon. I don't know. One of the things I wanted to do was talk about kind of the executive orders and have a point in the week, and maybe Friday's a good day to do that, where we talk about, like, kind of get caught up, I guess, on all the executive actions. I mean, plus I do have a ton of, like, I've been kind of saving and bookmarking a ton of stories, so I should look at our bookmarks, the bookmarks, to see if there's anything like really interesting. Yeah. So let's take a look. Let's take a gander around the internet. What's happening today in the world? Let's take a look. Da 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 da. Damn it. I can't. No. Okay. Sorry. I got distracted by something. Can we vote on the most critical to drill down into detail and strategies to counter? Yeah. We should all do the assigned reading first. Yes, that's probably true, isn't it? We should all, as in, Lolo, you should really read everything before you think about presenting it. Yeah. Over the weekend? Okay, yeah, I'll assign all this reading to you over the weekend. But let me actually, while we're doing this, let me show you the page. The page, presidential actions. This is how he's ruling now. So it's I googled Dick Durbin, Blackburn, Epstein, and the first 12 items are all pro-Blackburn, Fox News type crap. Interesting, Neil. Oh, that's you using DuckDuckGo again. Oh my God, hold on. Let me see, where is this? Give me a screen. Let me show you a screen. Whoops. Oh, shit. Na 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 na. I almost burped him. Okay. Presidential factions. USTR nominee Greer confirmation hearing next Thursday in Senate Finance Committee. So that's the trade rep. Excuse me. Oh my God, I have hiccups. Lee, that's the trade representative. We'll definitely watch that. The other thing, I want to mention something that happened yesterday. So yesterday, one of the hearings we were supposed to see was Russ Vought, Russ Vought, who is the potential head of the Office of Management and Budget, who are the Nimrods who put out that memo the other day saying we're cutting off all the funds for 90 days and we're not going to pay out anything until we figure out what we want to pay. You know, the GOP Budget Committee did a behind the vote. Oh, really? Oh, the Budget Committee. But doesn't he have to come in front of other committees? Because he was canceled yesterday. He was on it. He was supposed to appear in front of another committee, Teresa. Are you kidding? Oh, my God. He's the worst. I was hoping that maybe they pushed him off because of this memo debacle. Fuck. Yeah. Okay, Carla, good morning, first of all. Blackburn wants to be the female Foghorn Leghorn. That's goals. Hashtag goals. Okay. The Dems boycotted. I remember when we did that last time, and it really doesn't do fuck all when we boycott. I don't know. On the watch for details on the supposed February 1st tariffs. That's right. Shit. Tariffs are supposed to start tomorrow. Yes, U.S. trade. Yep. Okay. Hold on. Because that actually, it's a good point. That's right. The tariffs. Hold on. Let me go to that. Well, I'm going to pull up. Does the New York Times have anything? We have the New York Times until May, you guys. Let's make the most of it. The Fed has paused interest rate cuts and kept interest rates the same. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, Canada and Mexico tariffs. Paul Langan, you're right. Yeah, typical clump. $8 million. SM post only. Social media post only. No details. That's how this works. Yeah, that's bullshit, isn't it? Oh my God. What? Okay. I don't know what this is. I hesitate to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway because I kind of want to. Maybe I just want to get angry. Didn't Canada say they'd do 100% tariffs back at us? Did they say that? 25% on Mexico and Canada. That's right. I've had to deal with chuds who insist Canada said it'll shut off hydro to the U.S. on February 1st. I don't know. This might be stupid. Hosted by Russ Douchehat.
Why are we populists?
If you want to deliver a long monologue about the genius of Elon Musk and Silicon Valley, if you've had AI, an AI write one for you, we can do that too.
Oh, it's an hour? I'm not watching an hour.
I've got a very specific take on the oligarchs. I'll share it with you today.
That'll be good.
I want to hear his take
Ross
on oligarchs.
And this is Matter of Opinion, where we're hosting conversations.
University naval officer, educated at Harvard Business School, where that's the West Point of capitalism.
Party to Trump narrative, and you can tell me what's right or wrong with this story. To me, I agree. The Tea Party comes in as sort of the first reaction on the right to bailouts, to the financial crisis. But it starts out with, Rick Santelli giving this, famous cable news speech. But he's not talking about the biggest Wall Street bailouts, right? He's talking about basically bailouts for homeowners.
Yeah.
This is America. How many of you people want to pay for your neighbor's mortgage that has an extra bathroom and can't pay their bills? Raise their hand. How about we all? President Obama, are you listening?
And this turns into, for a little while in the history of the Tea Party, a narrative that sort of works well, I think, with what used to be movement conservatism. This narrative that the only problem here is big government. There's just too much spending. We have to cut spending. This gets taken up by Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan. They run in 2012 on big plans to overhaul Medicare and Social Security. That version loses. And then Trump comes in as someone who has no background in movement conservatism, like yourself, not a conservative, right? A populist, comes in and says, well, actually, we're going to protect Social Security
God,
and
he looks
Medicare,
like shit.
right? We're not going to be the big government cutters. We're going to be economic nationalists. We're going to do industrial policy. We're going to change the trade rules. We're going to cut immigration and, try and raise wages that way and so on. And that to me is some of the same energy that's in the Tea Party.
You can't raise wages
but
that
it's a pretty different agenda and a clearer break in principle with what came before. This is just a 2016.
No. You're 1,000% correct. Your first guy said you're 1,000% correct. Let me give some depth to that for a second. Not that, but the Tea Party mainly had the classic limited government conservatives, right? And you can see this and kind of what I call the traditional, the grassroots that had really come up from President Reagan's time. But what I saw in there, they couldn't articulate it. They were still speaking in an old nomenclature. And I saw this in the 12 campaign in the primary.
Right.
That kind of, and remember, I recruited, is a very famous story. I tried to recruit Sarah Palin. I saw Sarah Palin. I said, wow, that's a populist right there. And I spent a year making a film with her and tried to talk her into running as a true populist for the nomination. I didn't realize Romney was normally next man up for the Republicans. But there you saw the kind of nomenclature, even calling Republicans and Democrats. What became very obvious to me, given my HBS training at Goldman Sachs, is that you had kind of a populist, more nationalistic flavor on one side, and you had a globalist, more elitist in the others. And what happened is that when I knew a lot of the donors at that time because Breitbart was getting to be kind of got some traction, and I was starting to meet some of these donors. They were absolutely convinced that Romney and Ryan were going to win. And these people were crushed. They thought, and I told them early on, I said, Romney, this thing's not going to be close. It'll be a couple of points at least, because they're not connecting, and they didn't even want any connection to the Tea Party. But I said, there's something brewing out there that
they're not connecting. So this actually is very interesting. I know it's very hard to listen to him. I get it. But this conversation to me is particularly interesting because he's talking about the origins of this, or not origins, but seminal moments in his trajectory. So I think that understanding what his view is, I don't know, there's something interesting in here that is helping me. So I want to continue.
It's much different. These people's lives are being destroyed. The country's slipping away. All the high value manufacturing jobs are going to China. And you saw at the beginning of even the H-1B visas and discussions about this were all starting to percolate at that time. And when those guys lost, I realized that, hey, the people here really don't get it. And what happened right after that is a guy named Reince Priebus, who I didn't know at the time, was running the RNC. They did this thing called the hot wash up, or the
autopsy.
The autopsy. Thank you. They did the autopsy. They did the autopsy, and I was reading, and I think it was Real Clear Politics. It was a guy named Sean Trendy, and he does this analysis about how the white working class wouldn't support Romney. They didn't reach out to him, and he said there's a clear path here that you can win by a more of a populist coalition talking about working class things. And I said, hey guys, this guy's nailed it. This is it. And they came back to me and said, no, you miss it. It's amnesty. It's everything like that. And I just took the other side and said, no, this is the winning philosophy here. And I met with Jeff Sessions and Stephen Miller, who I was very close to. And I said at the time, I said, we got to find a populist candidate. I said, Jeff, you know, you're an agrarian populist. I said, we can even start with you to get it out there. And again, he says, no, I'm not the guy, but that guy will arrive. And then I started going to these cattle calls early on where you got to get the grassroots. And it was May 1st, I think, of 2014, where I went to, I think it was Hanover, New Hampshire, with Breitbart Radio. Rand Paul was there, and Mike Lee was there, and Ted Cruz was there, and Newt Gingrich, all of them. And this guy, Donald Trump. And the nomenclature from everybody else was all the same. They may have a different inflection or a different take, but it didn't have any depth to it. It didn't resonate. It didn't grab people viscerally. Trump came up there, just starts, I mean, it's like Mort Saul. He's just taking the day's
Real
headlines
talk.
and just riffing on it.
I know. Good morning,
But
darling.
in riffing on it and talking about the border and jobs in China, people were leaning for it in their seats. And I called.
So this is really what we thought it was, which is Steve Bannon. Donald Trump has always been the Trojan horse for what people like Bannon and Newt Gingrich and others have wanted to usher into this country in terms of populism, isolationism, rape of the natural world, all of those things. They have very different world interests than we do. And so what's fascinating to me about this part, and not unsurprising, is that Bannon really calls out those moments where he's looking for, it's not even that he's intellectually on one side or the other. I really want to, this is what I'm hearing. I don't feel like he is philosophically tied to one area or the other. He is looking at the combination of skills and presentation that will win. And he, I will say that he kicked into this populist thing and really pushed it and put it on steroids. But it's interesting because the way he describes it in this interview really tells me that he doesn't give a shit which philosophies necessarily push through, as long as they include authoritarian and control, which enables rich men to stay richer. Because at the end of the day, this is not a kind of a like spiritual battle for him, as he likes to portray it. This is really about, how do I avoid paying taxes? Because this guy is not a populist. His best friend was Miles Guo, who is currently probably going to be in prison for massive fraud. And Steve Bannon was actually arrested on Miles Guo's yacht. So him and Miles Guo are very good friends. Steve has very, very wealthy friends. He wants, yes, exactly. He wants to be protected. So that's what the globalists, what the Elmos and the this and the that, what they really want is a lack of oversight. They want the ability to concentrate power. They want the ability to create, kind of kleptocracies where the businesses and the, education and all the services that you need as a human being, or that you look for as a human being, are provided by a centralized group of people, or provided by them and their friends. They don't even have to be organized group. So it's not really about like a big cabal. It's more about dudes, mostly, white mostly, who want to make sure they don't pay taxes, that they aren't regulated, that they can, do whatever they want with banking, and that they can privatize the core services that we as Americans want or expect, like education, all those things. So I mean, it's not. I'm not thinking. This is. Oh, these people are bad because they want others to. Because others need to suffer in order for them to persevere. They feel, and it's pretty obvious that that's true because in the world of rule and law, Steve Bannon would be in prison because he was supposed to be scheduled to go to prison for his role in the scam that one of the scams that Miles Guo was involved in, which is where they scammed MAGAs out of money to build a fake wall. Yep. He's lucky because his guy won. So his trial keeps getting pushed. I think he's going to be sentenced when, in March or something like that. So, yeah, that they don't have to share the water cooler. That's right. They don't want to be around the Pavel, So it's not, it's not they're not moralistic. This guy probably watches porn, like he literally, they're not like, they may be like, he's all about the, big, high Catholic, not Catholic because he doesn't like the Pope. I don't know. He's a weird kind of Christian. He's a Templar, like he's a Templar knight. He kind of gives that vibe, but I don't even think that's real. Everything for me, for this guy, is about how do I keep the grift going? And the grift is like a small word for a big thing, which is basically shifting power centers so that it's anti-democracy and concentrated power with individuals. And he's a little mad right now because Elmo isn't playing along with his winning strategy. And so my stupid theory is that Bannon doesn't like Elmo because Elmo is getting closer to the boss. And not the boss, sorry, that's not what I wanted to say. To the Trojan horse. And he doesn't want anybody. He does not want anyone near his Trojan horse. That's my Trojan horse. He's like, I built that bitch. He said that, actually. He said, you're not going to just come in and take everything we've built. Like, I'm not going to. That's it. Oh, thanks, Jane. That's nice. I know I'm not always right, but I really think that there's more of this than there is of he's really a true conservative and is into marriage and all that stuff. He's probably not into any of that shit. He probably doesn't give a flying fuck about any of that. He's trying to collect governments, and Elmo is a threat to him because he has more influence with the Trojan horse in some ways, because he has more money that he's giving the Trojan horse. So the Trojan horse will pay attention to Elmo a lot more than he pays attention to this douchebag. I mean, so I think there's a little bit of a battle in MAGA world. I don't know how it'll come out. I don't know what the latest is, but that's why I'm interested in this particular topic, because broligarchs versus oligarchs. What does Steve Bannon think? I kind of want to know, is there anything in what he says, which will obviously be carefully worded, is there anything that he lets slip? Jim, she was paid by Guo's people to put her name on the op-eds that they wrote per Mother Jones. Really? Give me coffee. I did not know that. Oh, Timbits. I like donut holes. I'll take donut holes. Julie, did you bring donut holes? You're such a great person. Where's Brad Parscales? Well, it's funny you should ask that. Let me tell you where let me hold on. Hold that thought. I'll tell you where Brad Parscales is. Let me show you. Hold on. I'll show you where Brad is. Let's call him Brad. Okay, hold on. It's going to take me a second, but I'll find it. Hold on. Oh boy, this is deep. This is a deep cut. But we're going to get there. Hold on. Oh man, I hope I find this fast. Oh wait, it might be in here. Oh shit. Come on, be in here. Oh, come on. Oh man. Where is it, in my artwork or something stupid? No. Okay. Oh, shoot. I have a collage. Okay, that's it. I have a collage with Brad scales. It's going to make me really mad if I can't fucking find it. It should be in my downloads, right? Like it should be in my downloads. Hold on. Bear with me. Don't leave me. Please don't leave me. Don't leave me. Where is it? Oh my God. It's in some weird file. I hate. This is why I like Macs when they have like, oh shit. None of this has it. Fuck. Okay. Well, anyway, Brad Scales is an idiot. I'll have to find that picture. I made a collage a couple of years ago of Brad Scales. I made a collage. I gotta find that. I made a collage out of the body cam footage of Brad Scales getting arrested for a domestic. Yeah, he's a Trojan horse. He's not the leader of anything. Trump doesn't lead fuck all. He's controlled by Stephen Miller and Elmo and Susie Wiles and she's there. She's not the Ice Queen is what they call her or something like that. Yes, all of his former business partners. Yeah. Donald Trump campaign CEO Steve Bannon's ex-wife said in a divorce proceeding that he didn't want their daughters to attend a Los Angeles school because of the number of Jews. Well, that would not shock me that he said that, Jim Nalgren. That would not shock me. Have you met his daughter? Maureen. Oh my God. I wonder what the numbers for War Room were when he was in prison. I wonder if they kept their audience when he was in prison. I imagine they did. But Maureen hosted the show while he was locked up. So anyway, okay. I want to listen to a little more of this. We won't listen to the whole thing, but I want to see if he talks at all. What I'm listening for is he going to talk at all about Elmo?
Called later and told Miller and Sessions and others, I said, this is our guy. I said, if this guy's serious about this, we can do this. This guy is the personification of what we need. He's a hammer. He's a man's man.
He's super
and if he's
easy to
serious, which at the
manipulate.
time there's a big question.
He's not as serious. Shut up. Now you're lying.
And that's,
Okay, but
that's
so
one of the
what-
things
so-
I was
so
so proud of. Domestic Policy Council. That President Trump will listen to you. He'll look at the facts and he makes the decision. No, he does his tax cut, the same one that
this
we're
is
going to
all
have a fight
bullshit.
on again. That's coming up
He has to
be
say
renewed.
this stuff to fill
But we
in
do
the reality
deregulation.
of his
We get
story.
enough done that you get and President Trump's a man of peace. So by 18 and 19, the fall of 19, low interest rates, low inflation,
The economy
It's
is
very
good,
important that
and it's
Steve
better.
Bannon be
No, I think this is
perceived as
absolutely true.
the
It's better,
Rasputin.
even
It's
without
very important that he
the
has
$1 trillion
some role
infrastructure
that
bill. It's better for
he
blue collar
needs to
workers
be
than it
needed.
was under Obama. And
Infrastructure.
He needs to be needed. Steve Bannon needs to be needed. He knows. I think he's panicking. I think Steve Bannon might have a little panic inside of him because he's not the voice in the ear. And I think that would give anyone a little bit of nervousness. I'm just saying.
Infrastructure,
Okay,
you're
we're not
correct,
gonna
was
do
an
this.
epic fail.
Right. Don't cost
Shut up.
down. That's obviously part of what you mean by techno-feudalism.
Okay, here we go. This
But
I kind of want.
Some soaking the rich in the
They get more income to the American citizen, the hardworking American citizen. So no, I'm mad about this, and I'll.
So you're saying basically do a version of the tax reauthorization that actually takes out some of the upper bracket stuff and combine that with discretionary spending cuts. I just want to be clear. Is that the combination?
Yes, but I want to go. Let's go back in time just a bit to the first 90 days of the Biden regime.
Okay. Just for a minute. Yeah.
Just for a minute. But they put forward this huge tax the wealthy, tax the billionaires. It didn't even get a committee hearing. It was performed as a joke to hang out there.
Right.
I'm talking about significant spending cuts starting in defense, and Medicare and Social Security are off to the side. Okay. Significant spending cuts. And if we don't get the cuts and the wealthy don't have some cuts, I don't want to increase taxes on wealthy just because I believe in soak the rich. Maybe I do, but I would not want to be part of policy.
He doesn't. He doesn't believe that.
I want to do
he
that.
He doesn't believe that
to
at
get
all.
Our financial house in order because we just can't keep borrowing at $1 trillion.
That was a tell. That was a tell. That was a tell. Bannon needs to look into a lot of things. Hopefully into a toilet bowl someday.
Every 100 days. So yes, if we can't balance it, in addition with the more tax cuts for the working class, particularly Social Security, then that gap, we got to close that gap from $2 trillion. And CBO backs me up. House Freedom Caucus says it's going to be $2 trillion a year. We got to close that. I think it's spending cuts, and if it has to be, increase taxes. Not just they don't get the tax cuts reinstalled from Trump 17, but you actually increase taxes on these people. And that, I believe in incentives. I think, Ross, that will incentivize the donor class to get focused on cutting government spending. Let's make them part of the process. So that's the only way we can do it. And, you know, when I mention tax cuts, now I'm going to tell you, when I go around and give speeches, I gave one to Wall Street, a third of the audience of a Wall Street crowd standing ovation, 2/3, 1/3 didn't applaud, and 1/3 spit on the floor. But when I go to Denton, Texas, and places like that, and I say this program about increased tax for wealthy, standing ovation. The people are there and the voters are there.
Which is interesting. So he's like constantly beta testing messages. This guy's a fucking machine. I mean, he's a definite like an operational machine. I think universal basic income should be tried. I think any of that stuff should be tried. Anything that is going to I believe that if you put more money in the households and in the hands of people, that they will spend it and create a large economy. That's what I believe. I could be wrong. I'm not an economist, but it seems to me that if remember during the pandemic when people received the checks, right? That helped keep people going. Like those were very important. And I think that if you really, if you could do something to ensure that just the lowest level of poverty could be avoided, I just can't think that wouldn't be better, right? I know. Boy, who knew that the 70s Congress was better than the 2020s? I know. I'm going to be honest with you. I did not see that coming. All right. Let's see what else he says, and then we'll go.
I think you're totally right that there is a big constituency, especially now
Russ,
that the party has been
I think you don't understand who you're talking to.
Republican and populist-leaning Republican voters who would be fine with some soaking the rich in the context of a bigger budget deal. I'm completely...
Why would anyone... First of all, it's not soaking the rich, okay? It's a more equitable tax system, okay? Nobody needs to be a billionaire. They don't. And I get it. That's so communist. But no one does. Especially if children are hungry. And I can't imagine being a billionaire realizing that children are hungry only to keep... Yeah, he is a useless idiot. Like that... All right.
Completely skeptical that there is any large-scale elite faction, including everyone you just described, who are fanning out over the agencies, that would be up for that beyond, like, on the margins. Like, can the Trump administration tax university endowments? Sure, absolutely, they can do that.
That's right.
They would just maintaining the changes to the state and local tax deduction. That was, I think, one of the genuinely populist victories.
I think that's
the first
populism.
Trump term, and I should say it soaked me, right? It soaked the upper middle class in blue states. Just maintaining that, I think, will be challenging. But I want to turn us and bring us back to where we started, I guess.
Okay. Because
the last conversation I had ended with me arguing with the guest, who was Mark Andreessen, the Silicon Valley venture capitalist, about whether he and his allies, who also have a big role in the Trump administration, who are filling a lot of jobs, could easily find big spending cuts. I'm just generally a skeptic of the ability to find big spending cuts. So maybe that's one small point of overlap between you and I won't call them the tech right. We'll just call them Silicon Valley people who support Donald Trump.
No,
Ross, we don't even have to go into the overlap.
Stop. No, I'm not going to. You're too smart. You're one of the leading public intellectuals, particularly on the right.
Go on.
You are. They're oligarchs.
They're oligarchs.
They're 100% oligarchs. They believe in techno-feudalism. Look, they're all down here for one reason. They either knew we were going to win, they were smart enough to look at the math, or they saw after we won. I mean, Facebook's Damascene moment wasn't until 10 o'clock that night. Now he's down there. They're oligarchs who believe in techno-feudalism. They have nothing. They're not even on the spectrum where we can argue against Rachel Maddow and AOC and Bernie Sanders on the spectrum of they're not on the spectrum.
So
they're
what
they're a totally different thing.
This phrase is sitting here in my notes because you've used it a bunch. Techno-feudalism. We've talked about immigration, right? You've talked about the idea that Silicon Valley is basically trying to bring in as much foreign labor as possible to presumably keep its own costs down. That's obviously part of what you mean by techno-feudalism. But I don't think that's all of it, right? This is not just about H-1B visas.
No.
Suppose Elon Musk came in tomorrow and said, "No, it's fine, I'm reforming the H-1B program." You would still disagree with him. So give me a broader view of what you think is wrong with the Silicon Valley view.
Just a quick bunch of history. The Obama is the most, in the progressive administration, him and Biden, the most reactionary in American history. Number one, he made a Faustian bargain with the sociopathic overlords in Wall Street to bail us out of the 2008 crisis, which still hasn't been resolved. At the same time, the Obama and the established order went to Silicon Valley and made a deal with them. And the deal was the following: we will allow you to become the wealthiest people in the history of the world. We will let you create an apartheid state. We will let you become monopolies. We will get no anti-trade. In fact, that's why you got Google and search, you got Facebook and what they do, you got Twitter and what they do. You've got Amazon destroying small business for the CCP. Every one of these guys is a monopoly. In the Justice Department for 10 or 12 years has just looked the other way. So we'll let you become monopolies. We'll let you become the wealthiest people on earth. But here's the bargain. Here's what you have to do. You have to make the hegemon, the United States, and the post-war international rules-based order, and the ruling class of this country, you have to make us a dominant technological power of which we have the commanding heights can never be questioned. And over the last 72 hours, what we've seen is two things. Number one, in social media, the Chinese Communist Party and the PLA created TikTok, which is far more powerful than all the social media platforms of these guys put together, right? Forget that they use the information and the own.
That's important too. So Bannon is keenly aware of what platforms make the most impact. He's very, very keen. This is interesting. Okay. Oops.
Ownership. I'm just talking about the addictive nature and how evil can be put in there. And we now know that all the really, let's say hundreds of billions of dollars, not tens of billions, that we put into the theory of the case of blunt force computing power that, the Green New Deal's forgotten, climate change is forgotten. You got to build power generators everywhere. You got to give over federal land for data centers everywhere. We got to burn more coal, more oil for these data centers because our method of AI, we understand that if this is not a psyop, which I don't think it totally is, we've had our Sputnik moment. And guess what? The oligarchs that we created, who were all progressive Democrats, absolutely fucking face planted. Now, here's the point. In techno-feudalism, you're just a digital serf. You're valued as a human being, as someone built and made in the image and likeness of God and endowed with the life spirit of the Holy Spirit. They don't consider that. Everything's digital to them. They are, at the end of the day, transhumanist. And what is transhumanist? Transhumanist is somebody who sees Homo sapien here and Homo sapien plus, right? Plus on the other side, what they call the singularity. And that's why they're all rushing, whether it's artificial intelligence, regenerative robotics, quantum computing, advanced chip design, CRISPR, biotech, all of it to come to this point of which the oligarchs are going to lead that revolution. And why are they going to do it? Number one, when you get to know them and see where they're spending the money, it's because they want eternal life. You know why? Because they're complete atheistic 11-year-old boys that are kind of science fiction, Dungeons and Dragons guys.
Oh my God.
And we've turned the nation over to that. And yes, I'm going to fight it every fucking step of the way. This is taking us back a millennium to feudalism. This is what their business model is based upon that. And the progressive left made a deal with these guys. They're all lefties. Elon had the first awakening because he could kind of, as an engineer, you could kind of see the math. He fully supported our plan of a base plus election to go get the low information voters and the Moms for America who had flipped during the pandemic.
Wow. That right there. That right there.
We understand that if this is not a psyop, which I don't think it totally is, we've had our Sputnik moment. And guess what? The oligarchs that we created, who were all progressive Democrats, absolutely fucking face planted. Now, here's the point. In techno-feudalism, you're just a digital serf. You're valued as a human being, as someone built and made in the image and likeness of God and endowed with the life spirit of the Holy Spirit.
Get back to the other part.
Is not, they don't consider that. Everything's digital to them. They are, at the end of the day, transhumanist. And what is transhumanist? Transhumanist is somebody who sees Homo sapien here and Homo sapien plus, right? Plus on the other side, what they call the singularity. And that's why they're all rushing, whether it's artificial intelligence, regenerative robotics, quantum computing, advanced chip design, CRISPR, biotech, all of it to come to this point of which the oligarchs are going to lead that revolution. And why are they going to do it? Number one, when you get to know them and see where they're spending the money, it's because they want eternal life. You know why? Because they're complete atheistic 11-year-old boys that are kind of science fiction, Dungeons and Dragons guys. And we've turned the nation over to that. And yes, I'm going to fight it every fucking step of the way. This is taking us back a millennium to feudalism. This is what their business model is based upon that. And the progressive left made a deal with these guys. They're all lefties. Elon had the first awakening because he could kind of, as an engineer, you could kind of see the math. He fully supported our plan of a base plus election to go get the low information voters and the Moms for America who had flipped during the pandemic. He backed that strategy, and the dude wrote a $250 million check over 5 months, unprecedented, to back our play. He's the first, but the rest of them, even Andreessen, they're all super progressive liberals. They're all techno-feudalists. They don't give a flying fuck about the human being, and I don't care if you're black, white, Hispanic, Chinese, they don't care. And they have to be stopped. If we don't stop it, and we don't stop it now, it's going to destroy, not just this country, it's going to destroy the world. And you've seen this artificial intelligence. We have no controls over this. We've allowed these monopolies to exist. And now we know they're getting their ass handed to them, I think, by the Chinese Communist Party. We're in deep shit right now. We're in a crisis.
All right. I want to go to the transhumanist stuff first, and then to...
Yeah, because with the recently China just released their AI model, which is open source. So they basically took a lot of wind out of the sails of the other AI models like OpenAI and other, Chat GPT and all that shit. Yeah, maybe we should stop normalizing psychopaths. Yeah. Bannon managed a failed artificial world of people living under glass. Yeah, that's right. Didn't he had Biosphere was one of his projects? I don't know. You have to listen past what he says, right? Obviously, but there are some things in it. He's clearly, truly bothered by Elmo's power. I'm not so convinced that he worries. He uses transhumanism as basically there's a transhumanism segment on every war room. Every war room, he has his specialist, who's this really horrible, almost robotic guy, come in and talk about transhumanism and, this week in transhumanism. So every war room has a segment on transhumanism. This is big for him because he wants to scare people. And so I think part of this is he's trying to scare people against, the power creep that has taken over some of his power. So he's mad about that. So he's going to fight against people that... Are we doing this again? Okay, well, I'll just do this, which is not the right one, but that one will come back. Yeah, he could pile on infinity pleasure or have 5 arms. Yeah, that too. So, I think it's really this is really definitely him trying to create some kind of room between Elmo and himself, but he definitely doesn't want. He definitely sees this as a threat. So it's interesting. A little bit of unvarnished, but he's never off. He's always on. So he's not uncareful.
The policy stuff and Trump and whether any of this can be stopped. So to me, I think that there are different groups in Silicon Valley. I think that you're right that generally people, including readers of this newspaper, listeners of this podcast, underestimate just how weird the long-term ambitions of a lot of people deeply involved in Silicon Valley are, especially around artificial intelligence, and that there is this sort of
Balazs and the network state. Yeah. Let's talk about that. They're not weird.
Well,
they're radicals. Right. They're radicals.
That's a yeah, the network state we can save for the next time I have you on. For now, let's just focus on transhumanism. I'm going to be invited.
We got breaking news. Bannon's actually going to be invited back.
We're going to every week, man. So listen. So the transhumanism stuff, though. So to me, it seemed like one of the things that pulled Elon Musk into the conservative coalition was that while he's certainly not a religious conservative, but he is a kind of weirdo humanist, right? He likes the human race. He wants the human race to continue.
Stop.
No. Okay.
Stop.
So you don't see, to me, it seems like Musk is in one group.
Musk is
what?
Just as transhumanist as the rest of them?
No, since Edison, maybe our greatest applied engineer.
Okay.
He is a genius in that level. Agreed. And so he looks at the thing as all kind of mathematical equations and from engineering in a big brain. When he puts on something, he can solve it. He is the most prominent of that crowd that's warned against artificial intelligence and artificial general intelligence. It's one of the reasons he and the Altman at OpenAI have had so many big fights. Besides,
not big fans of each other. Yep.
They hate each other. I mean, and part of that's personal, but part of it is philosophical. And Brother Musk is probably the farthest down the line because he's the most advanced in chipping. So I think Neuralink is one of the most aggressive about Homo sapien 1.0 or Homo sapien 2.0. Elon is at the tip of this, and Elon is actually on an applied engineering basis, not bullshit talk. He is probably the farthest advanced for transhumanism. People have to understand in the life, and I say life, next 10 years of your audience, we're going to be facing a dilemma for yourself and your kids. Do you enhance yourself? Do you enhance yourself either by genetic engineering? Do you enhance yourself by advanced chip design?
Sort of ahead of the curve, which we are at the moment. Even, yes, I agree. The deep seek, the sort of the Chinese AI raises a lot of questions about AI strategy.
I don't believe one fucking sentence of that. They don't believe that. They believe in this country because right now it protects them and provides some benefits to them.
Yeah.
Remember, we bailed out the.
Okay. Anyway, that's enough of that. I think it's I really do appreciate hearing him talk about Elmo, because I hear them say it. You know what I mean? Does that make sense to you? Like, I don't want to. I need to hear this kind of. I need to hear his words around what the tech bros are all about and all that. Yeah, Brother Musk. He's really into that whole like weird. Anyway. So I don't take anything Bannon says at, we should wedge it. Hell yeah. Let's do it. I don't take everything at face value with Steve, but I do listen for what he is, is this kayfabe, right, between him and Elmo, or is there something real there that can be focused on when thinking about the midterms, just being practical about it, right? And when we know that these things are true, like there is a definite, he's right about the techno-feudalism, right? So even oh my God, this fucking microphone, even a broken clock can be right 2 times a day. So he's right about that. And I don't know I'm not sure what's wrong with my. I'm not sure what's wrong. All right, I'll go to the other bad microphone. No, he watches Maddows and reverses engineers. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's really he is definitely, but I do sense some scramble in him, and I'm always looking for when they're scrambling. You know, like and again, this is just my own. It's almost my own little hobby. So I don't mean to think that anything I think about is like earth shattering or is going to change, you know, the balance of power in the United States or whatever. But I do. It's curious to me because all of this is very much around human communication, and that to me is just always, you know, one of the most fascinating. Why do people do the things they do, and how did we get here? So, thank you for indulging me and letting me listen to Steve Bannon. I really appreciate that. I'm sorry you had to endure that. All right, let me find, let's see what else, because I have so many bookmarks. Oh, there might be some really good stuff in here. There's probably a bunch of crap, but there's probably some really good stuff. Let's see. Oh, I want to show some resources, actually, which I'll put into the whatchamacallit. What's that? Oh, yeah, no, I don't want that. Oh, did I? You know, here's the thing. I love Daily Beast, but I never want to give them any money. So I can't read the article that I wanted to read, but that's okay. Let's see. Oh, here. This is actually relevant. This is relevant. I like that you played that Fat Three Shirts. Well, thank you. No, I am sorry because I know that listening to them is frustrating and useless sometimes, right? Like I do know that. Because I listen to a lot of them, obviously, right? But I do learn things. When I listen to what they say and how they say it. I don't know. That's just my own kink, I think. I don't think it's anyone else. I would pay to watch a wedging competition between Musk and Bannon. You know, my target is Mark Andreessen. I'm really disappointed I hate him. I hate him, Andreessen Horowitz. Big venture capitalist in Silicon Valley. Big motherfucker. And you know, to the point where I don't agree with Bannon that they are progressives. I really don't. I don't agree that that Silicon Valley. I mean, I grew up with those folks and I worked with them alongside them for many years, actually. So I too thought that they were progressive in their thinking, although I always realized there was a certain amount of money involved, and so you know they weren't. Some of this was performative, right? It wasn't. I was a charity, so they felt good when they met with me or they gave us money or something like that, right? So I don't know, but anyway, the point is that I don't think they were actually necessarily progressive, because I think that amount of money and that amount of fast wealth can have an impact on your worldview. And you can be put in the position very easily where you need to hold on to that wealth. And you start to see the threats that come from not having the wealth. And a lot of the wealth comes very fast in Silicon Valley because of stock options and shit like that. And mergers and shit like that. So there's just a lot of people making a fuck ton of money really fast in Silicon Valley and has been for years. So I can see, and I don't necessarily agree with him. I think maybe they're socially progressive. I don't know. Maybe they see the value in the strategy from a financial standpoint and say, fuck my ethics. Maybe. I'm sure there are people that do that. But I think how Bannon frames the narrative is useful. Yeah, I do think it is useful. So I just I don't think that they are. I think they were more, if anything, they are more drawn to preservation of wealth. Um, as an endemic feature of Silicon Valley is the fear, right? Because they've seen people also lose money really fast. It's very Wild West. It's very Barbary Coast in Silicon Valley, or at least it was. May not be so much now, but I think it is still. So there's just a shit ton of money, and that I think is really hard. With Jane, what happened? Your eyes. What happened? How bad? Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, I know. Sorry, Jane, we are sorry about that because nobody needs Bannon first thing in the morning. But yeah, here we are. All right, I wanted to read this. I can't remember who sent me this, and I apologize. I don't know. Was this you? It might have been you, Lee. Not really sure. Damn it. I need to be better about that. There's just too many links. You guys do too much. All right, so we're reading this because tomorrow they're supposed to put some fucking tariffs on. What are we doing? 25% tariffs across the board with Canada and Mexico starting Saturday? Is that the plan? I don't know how that works, but I'm sure we'll find out when we go to buy something. I guess. All right, so we're going to read this. This is from the Center for Strategic and International Studies website, csis.org. And this is by Gracelyn Baccarin, who is a director of Critical Minerals Security Program for the CSIS. All right. So she writes, as the United States races to reduce its reliance on China for minerals vital for national economic and energy security, tariffs with Canada may drastically undermine these efforts. Canada is the biggest source of the United States mineral imports, providing key sources of uranium, aluminum, nickel, steel, copper, and niobium. Niobium? Am I saying that right? To put into perspective, in 2023, Canada accounted for $47 billion of United States mineral imports. China followed with $28.3 billion. Wait, Trudeau was on this morning, but I didn't watch. Oh, the great negotiator from The Art of the Deal. That's why those tech nerds want to live forever. They want to hold. Yeah, exactly, Neil. Exactly. Doesn't Teal have one in New Zealand? What is one? What does he have? Underground bunkers. Oh, I'm sure. Wouldn't you imagine? Wouldn't you imagine they would? I would imagine. I'd have a bunker in New Zealand if I could. If anybody wants to go in on a bunker in New Zealand, I'm down. All right, here we go. The consequences of tariffs would be particularly profound for the defense industry, nuclear energy, and heavy manufacturing. A 25% tariff on Canadian mineral imports could cost U.S. off-takers an additional $11.75 billion, a figure that would increase as base metal and uranium prices recover. Canada would likely adopt retaliatory tariffs, as they did when Trump imposed Section 232 tariffs on steel and aluminum imports from Canada in 2018 and 2020, backing down both times. In 2023, the United States sent $30.7 billion in minerals to Canada. The retaliatory tariffs could lead Canadian firms to pay an estimated additional $7.6 billion in tariffs, encouraging them to turn to other import sources for offtake, further undermining U.S. firms. Oh, great. Good job, everybody. An increase in the cost of commodities, or shortages of it, can have significant impacts on the defense, nuclear energy, and manufacturing industries at a time when the United States needs to build its capabilities. Uranium is the feedstock for nuclear energy. The United States leads the world in nuclear energy production and has the largest number of operational nuclear reactors. However, this leadership may not last. In recent years, U.S. nuclear electricity generation has either declined or stagnated due to plant retirements and insufficient construction of new reactors. As a result, China is poised to overtake the United States in nuclear generation capacity by 2030, with 150 new reactors expected to come online between 2020 and 2035. The greatest challenge to maintaining U.S. nuclear leadership lies in securing uranium supply. On the defense front, China is making significant investments in munitions and acquiring high-end weapon systems and equipment at a rate of 5 to 6 times faster than the United States. China is also the world's largest shipbuilder and has a shipbuilding capacity that is roughly 230 times larger than the United States. Undermining the cost competitiveness of mineral inputs like nickel and aluminum is likely going to be a deterrent to accelerating domestic manufacturing efforts for vital defense technologies. The impact of tariffs would be compounded by the highly integrated nature of key supply chains. Minerals mined in the United States or Canada often move back and forth across the border as they undergo various stages of processing and manufacturing. For example, automotive parts and components can cross the borders between Canada, the United States, and Mexico up to 8 times before being incorporated into the final assembly. Oh my God. The U.S. automotive industry employs 308,000 workers. Tariffs could drastically reduce this number. Uranium. Collaboration between the United States and Canada will be crucial for establishing a resilient, secure, and expanded uranium supply chain. Currently, uranium supply is heavily dominated by Russia and China, which together control over 50% of the world's uranium enrichment capacity. This concentration poses significant risks to the U.S. energy stability and national security. Although the United States should work to increase its domestic uranium production capacity, Canada's reserves are significantly larger, about 10 times bigger. The United States holds an estimated 59,400 tons of uranium, accounting for 1% of the global supply, whereas Canada possesses 588,500 tons. Additionally, Canada boasts the world's largest deposits of high-grade uranium, with concentrations reaching up to 20% uranium, 100 times higher than the global average. Canada is the world's second largest producer and exporter of uranium, trailing only Kazakhstan. It stands as the biggest supplier of uranium to the United States, meeting approximately 25% of U.S. domestic demand. While Canada does not enrich its uranium, it plays a vital role by supplying essential feedstock to support the United States' development of enrichment capabilities. Tariffs would threaten uranium supply at a time when the United States is seeking to expand its nuclear dominance. President Trump's executive order, Unleashing American Energy, explicitly prioritized uranium and instructed the director of the U.S. Geological Survey to consider adding uranium to its critical minerals list. I'm surprised it wouldn't already be on there. Yeah, but didn't Hillary sell uranium to Russia? Did she? That's right, I remember that story. Canada is the biggest supplier of nickel alloys essential, supplying roughly half of the United States' total nickel needs. Nickel alloys are a critical input for the defense and automotive industries. The United States has only one operating nickel mine, London's Eagle Mine in northern Michigan. However, given the United States does not have a single completed nickel refinery, Canada is an important ally. The entirety of nickel output from London's Eagle Mine is exported to a refinery in Sudbury, Canada, which is then sold back to U.S. firms. Nickel is a critical material in many military applications due to its strength, corrosion resistance, and ability to form superalloys. It's a vital component in the steel alloys used in armor and defense systems. She sold it out of the trunk of her car. It was a long drive. Let's see. It's a vital component in the steel alloys used in armor and defense systems for armor plating for vehicles, ships, and personnel equipment. Nickel is an important part of jet engines. Nickel-based superalloys are essential in jet engines for military aircraft due to their ability to withstand high temperatures and stress, particularly turbine blades and discs. These alloys can contain up to 50 to 60% nickel. Warships and submarines use nickel containing stainless steel for hulls and other components to resist corrosion in water. Nickel alloys are a vital part of ammunition and weaponry. Nickel is used for missile casings and guidance systems due to their durability and high heat resistance. It's also an important part of the energy required for defense applications. Nickel is used in military-grade batteries, including nickel cadmium and nickel metal hydride batteries. Tariffs on Canadian nickel could force U.S. companies in various industries, including defense and automotive, to turn to cheaper nickel from Indonesia, which is dominated by Chinese mining companies, including Xinghan Holding Group, Zhejiang Haiyu Cobalt, and Legend Holdings Corporation. Thus, tariffs could work against U.S. government efforts to reduce reliance on China. In 2021, Canada exported $2.6 billion in nickel to the United States. This increased slightly in 2022. Canada exported $2.8 billion in nickel and $1.404 billion, or 37.4% of it, to the United States. A 25% import tariff would mean that Canadian nickel would cost U.S. firms an additional $260 million. An additional $260 million. At Raglan, Canada's biggest nickel mine, the total cash operating cost plus royalties, is $416.47 per ton. At the Sorowako mine in Indonesia, the total cost per ton is just $243.30. If Canadian nickel imports are hit with a $260 million in tariffs, it will displace Canadian nickel, as U.S. manufacturing companies will inevitably turn to Indonesian nickel, produced largely by Chinese companies. There is no adequate alternative supply of nickel produced outside of China or by non-Chinese companies. Significant alternative sources have ceased operations due to their inability to compete with Chinese firms, including BHP's operation in Australia and Glencore's operation in New Caledonia. All right, I've got a dog that needs walking. So I'm going to put on some music. Hold on. Let me get some music. Do I have any music? Let me see. I have the old lounge music. Oh my gosh. Wait, where is it? Oh, here we go. Let's see. You guys hear that? Yeah, Roof is right. He's barking at me. I'll go fast. Well, he'll go fast. is so cold. Wow, sorry. It is very cold out there. I don't care what anybody says. It's very... I wonder why my microphone keeps cutting out. All the connections are fine. I really don't get it. I don't know. I must be doing something wrong. All right, enough of that. I'm coming back. Hold on. Oh, there I am. Actually, I don't really need these because I can't hear myself anyway. Huh. Hi. I can't hear myself anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Let's see. Let me catch up. Falosa, please. Yeah. It's so good to see you, my friend. I listen to a lot of stuff that's like jazz funk, what I call new bop, jazzy yet danceable. Not quite this kind of jazz, but it's still better than a lot of stuff that is popular. Yeah, I don't know. I found this song a long time ago and I paid for the license to use it. And it, I don't know. I really like it, but we also have I need, you know what I'm going to do? Oh, you guys know what I'm going to do today? Wait, I need to tell you what I'm going to do. So I'm really struggling because I want to record these songs, but I don't have like a backing track. And so I was looking at songs to record, and I'm like, I started listening to like karaoke tracks to like sing against and record that way. They suck. I mean, they just sound like karaoke. Even like the guitar ones. First of all, I don't want to take someone else's work and just use it. So that was one thing. So anyway, long story short, what I'm going to do is Bobo has a ukulele. I'm going to learn how to play the ukulele. And I want to just I'm going to try and pick out a couple of songs that I want to sing and see if I can just do a little simple, very simple ukulele track and then sing against that track. That's what I'm going to try. That's my new project. I want to learn the ukulele because I think I can do it. No, I probably can't, but I could probably at least learn to do like dun 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 dun, you know. So I could probably do that. And that's all I really would need to do is kind of a dun 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 dun. You know, I don't really need. Yeah, Beatle 3 chords. There you go, Jane. That's right. That's right. Anyway, so I'm gonna steal the ukulele I bought for Bobo on her 16th birthday. I'm gonna go steal that. I know the day is flying by. Yeah, anyway, so that's just a little side note. I'm going to do that this weekend. All right, so I want to finish this article. Where's my article? Where's my article? Oh, wait. Oh, no, that was the one I didn't have. Okay. Thought I had my Brad Parscales picture all of a sudden. Terrible. Just terrible, 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 terrible. All right, here we go. Oh, wait, why aren't you showing? Oh, there we go. Okay. Aluminium. And you know who is the king of aluminium? Oleg Deripaska. How do I monetize my YouTube channel, if at all? So my monetization comes from memberships. So I have like, I don't know how many members we have. I think we have like 12. They're just $1 a month. So it's not really, I don't know. The membership is really more for fun. My dog has fleas. And and then I do get super chats, which is so lovely, so nice. They do take 30% of that, but it isn't really, you know, like I'm not living off of my YouTube. All the money that I get from YouTube stuff goes back into like the monthly subscriptions, because I have like, I don't know, I probably have like under 100, but probably a good size of subscriptions to do the stuff that I do. So I just put that money back into that, and it works out really well. So yeah, I don't really, and I'm not in a position right now where I need to generate a ton. I mean, I would love to generate a ton of money, but I'm not working towards that. I'm more enjoying what I'm doing. So I'm in it's a slightly different situation for me where I'm not dependent on building, you know, revenue from what I do online. I don't know. So it's more, I want it to be more like fun and participatory, and it definitely helps offset some of the monthly subscriptions, but it's not necessary for people to do it. So anyway, Yeah, I would love to talk about like my, like YouTube stuff and setting it up. So if you want to talk about that sometime, we can have a conversation about it. YouTube pays generously for ads. Yeah, right, exactly. I don't do ads. I don't. You shouldn't be unless you, I mean, I understand if you don't have premium, you might see ads, but I don't get any ad revenue. So YouTubers get ad revenue from just like, from just like, people watching their videos over again and watching ads. They'll get part of that revenue. I don't get any of that because literally every show is not monetized. And I get a message that says your video cannot be monetized because whatever. And it's usually I've played something or whatever that prohibit, or I've swear to, I don't, whatever it is. But usually it's when you play something that isn't yours, and they'll like say, well, it's not a strike, but you just can't, you won't get any money from ad revenue. And so I have literally never gotten money from ad revenue. And that's fine by me. I don't want ad revenue money, frankly. So I'm fine with that. I'm delighted. I don't think people should have to watch ads anyway, but whatever. I don't run YouTube, unfortunately. Jane, just did a fast Google search. Looks like turning Kingston Pen into housing is being treated seriously. Oh, is this a Canadian? Is that in, is that what they're doing? Haggard. Okay, Haggard. You are too much. Darling, stop it. I'm going to give you that money back, when I see you, Goofy. I'll buy you tacos in Huntington Beach. When I see you. What a love you are. You are too sweet. Yes, well, I adore you as well, but you already have all of my love. Oh, I love you. Yeah. Sweetheart. I guess I can play a song. I don't think I can hear the song, but I'm going to play it anyway. Hold on. Let me see if I can find one. Oh, there we go. Run back so fast. They make the fun. Oh, it's not even playing. Can you guys even hear it? You can't hear it. Damn it. This is dumb. Ow. All right, never mind. Forget this. Whoa. I'm going to have to let it just run out. You can't even hear it. Wait. I don't think you can hear it. Best damn friends in the whole damn town. Little key change there. Do. Well, Haggard, I love you. I hope you know that, how much I love you. Thank you. That was very generous and very sweet and very kind of you. I hope I see you soon. Maybe I'll have to come up there. That might be. I need to get out of this place. I'll tell you that. I need to leave Los Angeles for a minute. I hope you can still afford eggs after your free spending ways with Lolo. Can you even find eggs? We don't have eggs here in Los Angeles. I mean, we have very few eggs. So, I don't know. I love how the government's going to ignore the fact that we have avian flu happening, but whatever. You will take tacos in Huntington Beach again? It was one of my favorite memories too, darling. That was a beautiful day. We had such a fun time. Yeah. Tacos it is. That was one of the best taco places I've ever been. There's a taco place on Huntington Beach. I don't think you can really miss it. It's so good. I can't remember what the name of it was, but boy, it was those were some of the best tacos I've ever had. And of course, you're sitting right on the beach. It's crazy. Highly recommend, except for all the white supremacists in Huntington Beach. Oh yeah, it's a totally racist town. But other than that, they have great tacos. Weird. The new MAGA gaslight on inflation is a scream. Oh no. Are they trying to... here's the thing. I'm going to tell you right now. Yeah, but tariffs. Sorry. Sorry, we're not trade partners anymore. Sorry. All right, I'm going to keep reading this. This is really interesting to me. God, I wish I remembered who sent me this article. It had to be you, Lee. I think. You're probably back at work. Okay. Aluminum is used in a range of industrial havoc around here, reported at Trader Joe's and Whole Foods, but no shortage evident at Food Lion. Don't tell anyone. I'm going to be serious. You cannot really. Eggs are very hard to get right now, and that's that's it. It is what it is. Late spring sounds good to me. I can't wait. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's go on a road trip. We should do a road trip. All right. Naughty girl. Okay. Let's see. Aluminium is used in a range of industrial, consumer defense, and technological goods, including automobiles, airplanes, trucks, construction, packaging, electrical transmission, and chemical and food processing equipment. Well, what doesn't it help? Oh, that's right. You're doing your stuff. No problem. You take your time. I'll be here all week, all year. I won't go anywhere. Yes, please. Oh my God, Lee, let's do it. Let's see. High purity aluminum is used in fighter jets, ammunition, armored vehicles, and body armor. This is crazy, okay? I will do it, Julie. I will do it. I will do it. Don't tempt me. I just have to get my car fixed and then I'll do it. A report from the Congressional Research Service notes that the U.S. and Canadian aluminum industries are highly integrated as each market is a major trading partner of the other across the aluminum value chain. In 2021, more than 75% of Canadian production went to the United States. I'm going to say that again. In 2021, more than 75% of the aluminum... Yeah, TJ, I've got an inside scoop on local eggs. I'm tempted to get a chicken. Of course, then mine would get sick, and then I'd have sick eggs. Oh well, never mind. I couldn't keep a chicken here. I'm in the middle of a city. Well, roughly half of the U.S. downstream products were exported to Canada. Okay, so I'm going to read that again. In 2021, more than 75% of Canadian production of aluminum went to the United States, while roughly half of U.S. downstream products were exported to Canada. Do you understand that? I'm so sorry. I have a bad microphone too. Let me take a drink. I would do that. I love Maine. I love Maine so much. Okay, here we go. Export tariffs would disrupt the deeply integrated market. A tariff rate of 25%, which is what's being proposed, would cost the U.S. aluminum industry approximately $2.2 billion. Considering that Canada is likely to impose retaliatory tariffs as it threatened to in 2018 and 2020, the competitiveness of U.S. downstream products would be heavily undermined. This is so bad. I just don't think any of the chuds begin to understand how completely disgusting it is that these tariffs, he thinks these are the answer to everything. I say he in the collective. or his handlers are just letting them, just letting him go willy-nilly and say tariffs, because the more chaos that he causes, the more they can do behind the scenes. Which, by the way we're going to end today is to look at the executive orders page. And I'm sorry, but that's just the way it has to be. All right, here we go. I also just bought powdered eggs. Bob's Red Mill has powdered eggs that you can use. I haven't tried it yet, but I will try them because I'm just interested to see if that works in baking. Like if I can make cookies with that. Anyway, this is a side note. I also bought some. I'm sorry. I'm a little off kilter with my microphone being off. I also bought some powdered buttermilk. I'm very excited about trying all that stuff. I'm very excited. Scott Adams spins that Trump is a stable genius. Scott Adams is the biggest fucking... Scott Adams is Dilbert. Scott Adams is literally Dilbert. That guy is such an idiot. I watch his coffee shit sometimes. I can't watch it for long because he's such an idiot. But yeah, he's like a rich chud. I suspect the tariffs to halt migrants and drugs were aimed solely at Mexico, but someone realized that even that would be too obvious, so they had to target Canada. That might be. It's just so, I don't know. Okay, export tariffs would disrupt, considering that heavily on, right, we read that. The United States produces less than 2% of the world's primary aluminum. The United States imported more aluminum from Canada than any other country, importing $8.9 billion of raw aluminum from Canada, with the UAE, United Arab Emirates, as a distant second, with $1.8 billion, followed by $928 million from Russia and $589 million from Argentina. What's Argentina doing? Oh yeah, any orange sign Mexican place in Los Angeles is absolutely the best food. Or yellow, I noticed. There's also yellows. Yellow signs can be very good. So the color of the sign can be a good indicator. There's very little bad Mexican food here in Los Angeles, I will say. It's exceptional. Canada is also an important ally on the smelting side due to its abundant supply of affordable energy, which is a key factor in aluminum smelting. Canada generates a significant portion of its electricity from low-cost hydropower. Quebec is the largest aluminum-producing region in Canada, benefiting from its vast network of hydroelectric dams. Canada's primary aluminum smelters operate at 95% of industry capacity, compared to just 55% in the U.S. In 2023, the United States had just 5 primary aluminum smelters, and only 2 of the 5 worked at full capacity throughout the year. The United States has just 1 active smelter that outputs aluminum at military-grade quality for military aircraft, vehicles, armor, and artillery. Tariffs would threaten vital defense supply chains that utilize aluminum. Conclusion. Tariffs and minerals are not a new issue. In May 2018, Trump administration announced Section 232 tariffs on steel and aluminum imports from Canada at the rates of 25% and 10% respectively. In response, Canada announced that it would impose surtaxes and similar countermeasures against up to $16.6 billion in imports of steel and aluminum imports from the United States. However, acknowledging the negative impact of these tariffs, in May 2019, the United States and Canada announced that they would lift Section 232 tariffs and Canada's retaliatory measures. In August 2020, the Trump administration announced that it would reimpose a 10% tariff on Canadian aluminum imports. However, they were removed a month before Canada's counter tariffs went into effect. So sorry. Any tariffs with Canada on minerals would have heavy consequences on defense, nuclear energy, and heavy manufacturing. Canada is a critical ally in the United States' efforts to reduce reliance on China for critical minerals, both for feedstock and midstream processing. That was an excellent article. Wait, I need to cough, and I don't want to cough in your ears. Hold on. The New Yorker. Whoa. The New Yorker magazine. David Remnick. What is there an article? I don't have a whatchamacallit. Which is why I said idiot MAGA husband. Oh, Julie. I'm gonna come and get you. Hopefully I'll buy a few acres this summer now down there near Jamestown. Oh, very cool. Are you going? Where is that? Was that in Virginia? No, Kentucky. I actually have been looking at Tennessee. I don't know. I'm thinking about moving, like retiring-y, kind of rural. I don't know. I'm not sure what to do. Focus, David Remnick quote. Oh, okay. All right. Focus. I can't. Well, that was a great article. Thank you so much. I need to go back to, unfortunately, this bullshit. I want to go kayaking. I just heard from a really beautiful friend, a longtime friend, actually a person I used to work with in DC, just reached out to me yesterday, and I'm so grateful to her. I can't wait to reconnect with her. And she's still in the area, not in the DC area. She's down south a little bit, but I don't know why. Oh, she just talked about kayaking. That's why. She said she loved kayaking. I'm like, oh, I want to go kayaking with you. I want to go kayaking. I don't know if I can. I'm not really that strong anymore. My arthritis has really taken a toll on my shoulders. I have one shoulder that's really super degraded, so I don't know. MAGA peeps think tariffs will impact the other country. No. Yes, I know, idiots. God, they just don't even realize how terrible it is. And the thing about it is you don't want those tariffs to come into effect. You want them to negotiate. And I've asked local businesses who won the 2020 election before doing business with them. That is really a great question. Correct paddling will minimize stress on shoulder and back. Paddle from your core. I need to do core work. Actually, you know what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to be moving because I can't sit here all day and like do shows. I have to be moving. So I think I'm going to get like a something to put my computer on where I can stand or do something and move while I'm streaming. I know that sounds kind of dumb, but anyway, I just was thinking about that because like yesterday was 8 hours and I'm like, I cannot sit for 8 hours. It's just terrible. No one should do that. You're all going to die up there. Okay, so this is the least favorite page I have on the internet. Standing desk like Hal Sparks. I know. That's what I want. And I want something to like move my legs. I don't know. It's a long thing. I'll figure it out. I got to do something. I actually want to sit on the shore and wait for y'all to come back from kayaking. I'm going to be sitting on the shore smoking weed. I did some kayaking when I lived in Maine. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I love lakes. Oh my God, I love lakes so much. Lakes are the best. There's no current. Well, there's current somewhere, but most of the time, there's not a current. There's not sharks. There's not jellyfish. Those are the 3 things that keep me out of the water. Currents, sharks, and jellyfish. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm just like thrown off. Okay. Hags, we need tariffs to halt migrants and drugs from Canada is an excuse to try and get Canada to give in on a ton of trade issues. I know, Neil, you're right. So, yes, see, this is why tariffs are so dumb, because it's just a way to hardball someone, and it's so gross. Have a standing desk. Ordering a walking pad. See, Lee, that's what I want to do. I want to get something where I can walk while I'm standing. I'm doing it. Because I don't want to die. I don't want to die. My land abuts a fishing stream that gets lower and lower every year. Oh, Julie. It's so beautiful there. I can't even tell you. I'm not spending any time or money in any red state. Good. I like that. The whole run the country on tariffs instead of taxes story is parroted. Yeah, I know, but Tom, they just don't. Like, this aversion to taxing the rich is just fucking insanity to me. This is the thing that gets me the most. Well, not the most about Chuds, because really their bigotry is what gets me the most. But beyond the bigotry, what also gets me about Chuds is that they don't think things all the way through. And so when you're explaining something to them, they're acting like you're telling them that they're shitty people, when in fact what you're really trying to do, well, they might be shitty people, but what you're really trying to do is just explain to them why this is actually not what they think it is. And that's okay, because I don't really understand everything about tariffs, but I'll tell you right now, I ask questions, and that's why I read shit. The only reason I'm doing this is because I don't know the answers to these things. Right? Like, you guys probably know more about these things than I do. And so I'm here going, oh, is that what that is? Oh, So I don't know. It's just curiosity. Be curious. Be more curious. Just like be curious. There's a lot. That's why this chat is such an interesting group of people, because everybody comes in with like different perspectives and experiences and knowledge bases. I mean, Lee with the trade. I just, there's a lot of really good, the Canadians, the Australian, we've got a lot of good perspectives. Trust me, people want to argue this with me all the time. I've started carrying my pocket broker license again as proof that I know what I'm talking about. Oh, Lee, this has got to be so frustrating. So frustrating. Yes. Oh, okay. Let me see. Good recommendation. That's one of the earlier ones, right? Protecting women. So here's the thing about these EOs and the memoranda and all that stuff. The really interesting thing about this, these orders or whatever these are, right? These really, is that embedded inside of them are the pieces that are really disturbing. No, but that's actually, no, I appreciate that very much, Oomph. I appreciate because there's a lot. It's a real hot dog face of things. This is the anti-LGBTQ. So, but that, It could be a plethora. Okay, wait. Where is the women one though? Wow. I missed a lot. Okay. It was an early one. Oh, here we go. This is it. There we go. All right. Yes. Fourth paragraph. Thank you. Do 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 do. You mean this paragraph or section 4? Or this 4? Fourth paragraph. Is it D? Female means a person belonging at conception to the sex that produces the large reproductive cell. I have found it now. This one? Is it this, the female? Wait, what? You found, wait. Hardest is trying to act like everything is normal and we're not slipping into oligarchy. Old-time GOP and my upper management who are concerned. I don't know. You know, this is the thing. I think we're so... Oh, the whole EO. Okay. Oh, page 4. God. I wish I could play the Lolo shut up one because that would have been perfect. All right, sorry. Okay. Cornholio. E-I, oh my God. That's what I was singing this morning. E-I, oh my God. E-I, oh my God. No, I don't know how to say. Okay. You're reading Think Again by Adam Grant. I don't know that. I don't know if Justin Trudeau, confronted Musk for calling him a Nazi when he went to Mar-a-Lago, Neil. Oh, interesting. WAPO, senior U.S. official to exit after rift with Musk allies over payment system, Treasury Department. Whoops, hold on. Let me go in the rear. I don't have a WAPO thing. But I do have one of these. Is it maybe in here? Is it politics? Oh, God. Oh, wait. Trump administration. What was that? 12 minutes ago. Federal workers urged to leave for higher productivity jobs. What? They're offering people 7 months. Every little thing he does is tragic. Oh my God, Carla, brilliant. Hello. Look at you coming in hot with the lyrics this morning. Dave Troy. Okay, hold on. Let me find Dave Troy. All right. Hold on. I'm nothing if not responsive. Is it on X or Blue Sky? Give me coffee or... Hold on. Dave Troy. I haven't read a lot of Dave Troy recently. I really do need to do that. I really do. All right, Dave. Blah, 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 blah. Blur. Oh, here we go. Nina Burley. Oh, here we go now. Here we go now. Don't leave. That's what I want to say to these people. Don't leave. Wait, what's going on here? Oops. All right, here we go. Eye-popping thievery underway. We love Nina Burley. She's an amazing journalist. Highly recommend you follow her. Eric Prince is about to make a killing. Somebody stop Teal. Jazika. Oh, Pete Hegseth on possible military strikes in Mexico? What? What? Oh. Hey, what now? So, what now? Hey, what now? Okay, I'm going to do 2 things. First, I'm going to read this, but then we're going somewhere else. Hold on. So, Nina Burley follows you? Carla, you are amazing. You are amazing. I'll put on like live television too to see if the news is covering it. But after I do this. Okay, eye-popping thievery underway, Nina says. Jeff Stein. Scoop. The highest-ranking Treasury official is expected to depart soon after a clash with Elon Musk allies over their demands for access to a sensitive internal government payment system, sources say. Musk allies wanted access to the system responsible for dispersing trillions in Fed payments annually as part of Doge. Treasury career staff saw request as highly unusual. David A. Librick, viewed internally as consummate non-political civil servant, expected to exit after joining Treasury in 1989. Last week, he was acting Treasury Secretary. Somebody has to stop this. I don't know how to stop it, but I don't understand. Oh, I don't have a fucking... I don't have a Washington Post thing. Ugh. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you all. I hate it. Ugh. Fuck. Greg and Jim follow you. Greg Palast? Yeah, I know. And I mean, every journalist needs money. I get that. I just am so frustrated because I really fucking want to read it. Okay, well, anyway, we'll come back to that. Hold on. God. You know what? I want Glenn Beck's studio. That's what I want. If you hit show reader, you should be able to read it. Show reader. I'm gonna try. Where's the show reader? Where's the show reader? Where's the show reader? I don't get that. I don't get it. Where's the show reader? What's that mean? That's how I'm doing it on my iPhone. What does the show reader mean? I don't know what that means. What's this? No, that's not it. Oh, fucking hell. Okay, this is not going well. All right, hold on. Oh, God. All right, hold on. Oh my God, Becky. Did you see how big her butt was? Oh, Greg Olear. I'm so dumb. Greg Palast? Oh. Okay, wait. This is not what I wanted. Wait, what now? There are 3 lines in the top of the article if you open with an iPhone. Oh. Up at view. Oh, man. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I don't think his death is going to end any of this, by the way, Haggard. That's the problem. I don't think it's going to end a bit of this. This is not just about him, obviously. You know that. The 3 lines at the top right are going to be... All right, well, one thing I'm going to do here is this. Hold on. Just a minute. Let's get down to business. I don't know why you guys put up with me. I'm not really sure. Let's see if there's anything here about us going to war with Mexico. I don't even know. Oh, it's a commercial right now. Oops. Oh, shit. Come back. Come back, little Sheba. Sorry, this is just a commercial. You don't have to watch the fucking Hobby Lobby commercial. This world is just so weird. I can't anymore. Reporter, Drug cartels have been declared terrorist organizations. Are you permitted now to go in the Secretary of Defense PDX? Is he doing a thing? A whatchamacallit? Question and answer? Oh. That's the plane crash. Oh.
Democrat senators as well.
Never mind. Sorry. I know. Well, do they have like where do they have that's the plane crash? Okay, well, I don't get it. So what Do they have any, like, that's not happening yet. All right, well, I don't know what to tell you then. I thought there'd be, when I use Bing search and get articles through MSN. Oh, really? I just hate Bing so much. All options will be on the table. Hold on. I'm going to try and find Pete Hegseth. I can't believe this country. I really can't. Is he even, I don't even see it. Filters today. That's about. Oh, I only have Pete Hegseth on film talking about the plane crash. So I might have missed. Let's try one other place. Let's get down to business. It's about the plane crash. Trying to look at this to see. I don't see anything specifically. Teresa, I don't doubt you, but the CBC and CNN stories I've just looked didn't mention Musk, and he wasn't listed among participants at Mar-a-Lago. Hi, Spin. How you doing? Of course there is. There's always hope. We're here. Mario Narwhal, the Narwhal. Mario Awful. Oh, Mike Lee, you're such a fucking dick. Mike Lee's trying to make fetch. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm not doing very well today. Okay. The source is Fox. Oh. Give me a copy. Elon goes, man. Well, but see, the thing is I think that, I'm still a little hesitant to fully embrace the Elon or Steve hates Elon message, because they work together, right? He needed the money, right? Steve Bannon knows that Elon brings money. So while I can see that some of this is real, and I totally understand, I think that interview that we watched this morning shows a little bit of what's really like the angst between the two of them. But I also believe some of it is performative, because I think they realize they need each other. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Really? I love narwhals. It's only a tooth? You're kidding me. That's only just one. They only have 2 teeth? They don't have teeth? Yeah, of course, Carla. You're so right. We can never take him at face value. So, I don't know. But some of this is real, because somebody moved in on his territory, right? This was his Trojan horse, I think, in many respects. Or at least he thought he had the main word. Now he doesn't really have the ear all the time, because Elmo's in the other ear. So I could see where there would be some, some Mean Girls stuff going on there, right? Controlled op. I don't know if it's that. That doesn't. I just don't know who would control who. You know what I mean? Like, who would control Steve Bannon for him to do things? I think Steve is an independent operator who makes money based on how many autocrats he can get in his back pocket. That's what I think. Is Steve Bannon's plan the same as the Heritage Foundation's plan? I mean, that's a really good question. And I'm not the expert, so I really don't know. But I will say that I think that I believe that this group of individuals, which include the Mike Flynns and the Putins and the whatever, and the Leonard Leos and the Kevin Roberts and the, Ginny Thomases and all of those people. It seems to me that while they may not have one single vision of what this country looks like, and they definitely don't have like legitimate or kind of ideology based not everything that they say is really reflective of what their personal ideology may be. They use messages to advance. Again, I think ultimately it's the preservation of wealth and the growth of wealth and the ability to escape accountability. That's what I think this is all about. I think this is about a bunch of rich people, mostly white, who want to make sure that they are in control of the world's resources and the services, and that they have a workforce who can continue producing for them. That's what I think is an understandable aligned goal. And then within that, you have a lot of people with particular, quixotic dreams, like the Christian nationalists. And these groups can overlap. The Venn diagram can go really crazy. You can be a Christian nationalist. You can also be a white nationalist. You can also be, you can be all of these different things. And so I think that it's not, that's why it really boils down to, kind of the to use one of his terms, feudalism, where you create a system with low accountability for rich people. You have oppressed other peoples. That's why DEI and all of those things are such a threat, because no one wants, or they perceive that they are threatened by talented other people. That's why they want the playing field to be smaller for the prizes. That's why they don't want things like DEI and other things, because they perceive that as a threat to their whiteness and their wealth and their hold over the institutions that run society. That's why. So, that's why they can go to drag brunch on Sunday and talk about don't be in front of my children on Monday. Because they don't care. They don't care about drag queens. They don't care who fucks who. They will fuck pretty much anything. So, that's not it. Yeah, there's some of those, but they need to act like that so that those other people who are true believers, who are true, oh yeah, Christ died on the cross for our sins, kind of thing. So that those people will stay in the groove. This is about keeping the band together. That's why Steve's scared about his base. He doesn't want his base to think Elmo's cool. He needs them to be angry, so that he can help people like Elmo continue to be rich, which is really the funny part. You notice Steve he can say tax cuts for the middle class, but he doesn't actually propose anything close to what would deliver on that. I don't know. It's interesting. And the whole thing about the bailout, that I think is also really interesting in terms of when the Tea Party rose and that evolution. I think that's a really important time that we should really, really look a little more deeply on. And I know there's smart people out there. I apologize because I'm just not the expert on it, but I can see it, and I can appreciate that other people have really looked into how we got here. But I think for the vast majority of American residents, I'll say, it's hard. I think collectively, I don't see people grasping some of those concepts on the collective, and I don't know how that happens. Yeah, right. The distractions are dangerous. Yeah, dangerous place to be. Yep. I don't care to fly. Yeah, he is. He's really smart. Yeah, Bannon's really smart. Yeah, I know. In Hollywood, yeah. I guess so. I don't know. I don't think of him as a real Hollywood type, but that's probably because I just don't know the right people in Hollywood. I don't know any power brokers or anything like that, so I'm not really sure what his deal was. But he definitely has figured out how to straddle the I'm a really rich guy, but I can act like I'm just like you. But he's nothing like us. There's nothing about him like us. And that's what's really interesting. Yeah. Pat Summerall's daughter. Oh, that's who Susie Wiles is, isn't she? I forgot about that. Pat Summerall. God, he was kind of a good guy. Right? Like, he was a good guy. Did he become a shitty person? I wonder. I don't know. I wonder. I definitely follow the wrong people on Twitter. Mike Lee comes up first in my feed on Twitter. Oh, yes. Oh my God. Okay, here we go. Let's see that. Oh, here we go. This is interesting. I love Phil Williams. Phil Williams is a Nashville reporter. If you don't follow Phil Williams, Phil Investigates is what his handle is on Twitter. PHIL Investigates. He is really a good reporter. I fight with him sometimes because he kind of misses the point on some of the key players and he takes the low-hanging fruit, but he's also very good at what he does. So I'm not better than him at all. But I do kind of tussle with him sometimes in the replies, but I have a huge crush on him as well. So even if I fight with you, I still love you and I will still be your simp. All right, so here we go. Breaking news. This is 20 minutes ago on Twitter. Breaking: federal prosecutors based in Nashville have withdrawn from the criminal investigation of Tennessee Congressman Andy Ogles. An unprecedented move that could signal plans by the Trump administration to drop the case against a Republican ally. Let's take a look. Here we go. Here we go. Whoa. Okay, local prosecutors are not commenting, but move may signal plans to drop investigation of one of President Trump's Republican allies. Oh my God! What is there two systems of justice in this country? Are you kidding me right now? I hear he was a nice guy. Oh, really? I thought he was a nice guy on TV. Well, of course that's true. He probably didn't talk about politics that much. That's the problem. Is that really? Well, worldview. He didn't talk about his worldview. I shouldn't say politics. I don't give a shit about politics anymore. I really, you know what? You all have broken me of the politics thing. I get it. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not anything. Actually, I was an independent for many years just because I just didn't want to be labeled anything. And but I voted Democrat all the time. So, I don't know. It's just interesting. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Nashville. Federal prosecutors based in Nashville have withdrawn from the criminal investigation of Tennessee Congressman Andy Ogles, an unprecedented move that could signal plans by the Trump admin to drop the case against a Republican ally with no explanation. Acting U.S. Attorney. Acting U.S. Attorney Brian McGuire filed a notice late Thursday to withdraw Assistant U.S. Attorney Robert Levine and Christopher Sudicum from an ongoing legal dispute over the FBI's access to evidence seized from Ogles last year. McGuire's motion said the case would now be handled completely out of the Department of Justice in Washington, D.C. That follows a recent move by the new Trump administration to force out the longtime head of DOJ's Public Corruption Unit, Corey Amundson. That leaves another career prosecutor, John Tadai, a trial attorney in DOJ's Public Integrity Section, on the Ogles case. A spokesperson for the U.S. Attorney's Office in Nashville declined to comment on the motion, as did Ogles attorney Alex Little. That name sounds familiar, Alex Little. Teresa, do you recognize that name? For at least 6 months, the Maury County Republican has faced an FBI investigation into potential fraud involving campaign finance statements he filed during his first run for Congress in 2022. Specifically, his claim on federal reports to have personally loaned his campaign $320,000 of his own money, which then I'm sure he paid himself back out of the campaign. Ouch. News Channel 5's exclusive investigation discovered that Ogles did not appear to have the financial resources to make such a loan. And he later filed amended campaign reports declaring that he had only loaned his campaign $20,000. A congressional ethics investigation has so far confirmed
News Channel 5's questions, with Ogle's treasurer speculating in sworn testimony that the Republican may have misrepresented the amount of money he had available to make his campaign look stronger in order to, quote, buy the primary. Similar allegations led to the indictment of, oh my God, New York Congressman George Santos on federal fraud charges, leading to his eventual guilty plea and resignation. Court filings show that the FBI served a search warrant on Google in July 2024 for Ogle's personal email account. Then, on the day after the August primary, FBI agents showed up at Ogle's farm in Maury County with a second search warrant to seize his personal cell phone. Ogles was calling for a third term for the presidency. Oh, TJ, oh my God. Of course he was. Oh. Since then, Ogle's team of high-powered attorneys has managed to keep the FBI from looking at the evidence, arguing that the FBI, as part of the executive branch, should not be able to see any communications regarding legislative business. No, it's just business. I'm on business now. They had asked a magistrate to allow them to work with the court to cull out any evidence regarding legislative matters. Wikipedia says Pat Summerall became a Christian white while going through. Oh, born again. Okay. Man, I'm glad I didn't end up like that when I stopped drinking. Okay, since then, blah, blah, blah. They had asked a magistrate to allow them to work with the court, cull out any evidence regarding legislative matters. U.S. Magistrate Judge Alistair Newburn has not acted on that legal dispute for more than 3 months. As News Channel 5 previously reported, Ogles has appeared to attempt to curry favor with President Trump in recent weeks, introducing a resolution that has no chance of passing Congress to allow Trump to seek a third term, as well as a resolution supporting his bid to take over Greenland. Yeah. It paid off. Is this a quid pro quo? Is that what we're calling this? Are we going to call this a quid pro quo? Is that what we're doing now? Is that what we're doing? The second-term congressman still faces an investigation by the U.S. House Ethics Committee over that report of the $320,000 personal loan. Ogles also showed up in support of President Trump as his hush money. Well, so did a bunch of other people. Damn it, ICE is in my area right now, made arrests without informing local PD. What the fuck? I need to find out where they're fucking... I need to find out who's fucking it up down here, because there's got to be pockets where people are gathering to try and help. I got to figure that out. All right, that's interesting. Well, there you go. There you go. Well, there... Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. Nancy Mace is doing a ride-along. Oh, my God. I can't. All these cunts creaming their pants just to sit in a fucking cop car. I can't. I'm sorry. I just said it. Tuberville doesn't even live in Alabama. He doesn't even go to our school. She is nuts. I think Nancy Mace, Nancy Mace actually was not always a TERF. She actually, in like 2021, I think she actually sponsored legislation that was pro-trans rights or something. I'd have to get the details on it. But this was kind of a weird... Yeah, they don't have the 2/3 vote to amend the Constitution. They can't even get Matt Gaetz to a confirmation hearing. Come on. Yeah, Nancy just needed to find her voice. She needed a persona. You got to stand out from the Boberts and the Greens. What's poor old Nancy to do if she can't stand out? Badge bunnies. Hi, Oren. Good morning. Yeah, fuck that shit. Fuck that TERF. Fuck that fucking TERF. I'll tell you that right now. Ugh, but they can install poop hands. Yeah, well, that's true. They got poop hands through. God. Maybe that's because, well, I don't know. I mean, I do wonder. Jesus. I'll tell you, I don't know. Bunny boiler. She is a bunny boiler. Yep. She's definite fatal attraction kind of business. She's got a problem. Nancy's terrible. Nancy's a terrible person. Like, she's such a terrible person. All right. So tonight, they have been in Wenatchee. Give me coffee. So there goes apples and cherries. I'm in a wheat growing area, so not many migrants here. That's interesting, Paul J. She wasn't, and now some MAGA are turning on her, saying she didn't belong in the Citadel because she's a woman. Oh, give me coffee. I'm so sorry. She's your rep. Oh, that must be so frustrating. That must be so... I guess I have lived in red areas, but not very often, interestingly enough. I don't know why. But there you go. Yeah. No, it's fine. It's fine, my love. She is. I'm sorry, okay? Fuck it. Bitch is weird. Anyway, so tonight, we're having a double feature again. That's right. You're never getting rid of me. Once you let me in your life, I never let go. Didn't you wonder how quiet it was last week and you were like, oh, this is kind of nice. I can just have coffee in the morning. No. Tonight we are having a double feature, and it is a Arnold Schwarzenegger double feature tonight. We're going to start with Total Recall, the famous Total Recall. We're going to start with that, and then we're going to move to True Lies. There's a lot of films we could have chosen, but we're going to start with these. So join us tonight, 6 p.m. Pacific. I guess I should start it earlier. Should I start it earlier? I should start it earlier. Should I start at 5 p.m. Pacific and 8 p.m. Eastern? Would that be helpful? I realize it's a long evening. I'm always excited for movie night. But maybe I should split the difference and start at 5:30. Is that bad? 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern? I don't know. MTG, Mace, Bober are like three cookers walking in front of a bar. They're not even as good as three cookers walking in front of the bar. My brain fell out. Yeah, it is good to be back. Yeah. I mean, this is life. Life is what happens when you're waiting for something else to happen. There's an Arnold movie with Carol Baker. What now? Tell me more. Wait, what was she in? What movie was she in with him? Oh, the 5/8 is on tonight. Okay, I'm going to start at 6. Is the 5/8 on tonight? I think it is. Oh my God, of course it is. Yeah. But they should be done-ish by 6. Anyway, you guys can come in. Oh, it's a repeat. That's right. The 5/8 is a repeat. That's right. I did see that tweet from Greg. It's a repeat. That's right. Greg is traveling. I forgot. He did mention that. Okay. So yeah, well, okay, then you know what? Screw them. I'm going to start the movie at 5:30 Pacific so that some people on the other side of the country have a little bit of an evening. Like, I feel bad. I love Kindergarten Cop. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Kindergarten Cop is such a good movie. It is such a good movie, Max. Now I see where Carol Baker was in it. Oh, she was good too. That's a good movie. Oh. Well, I'm going to say 5:30 p.m. Not a Tuma? Not a Tuma. It's not a Tuma. Oh my God, that's Kindergarten Cop. I love that movie so much. I just think that movie is so fucking sweet. That's a great movie. Not a Tuma. Those kids are so cute. Oh, big hugs for a Friday. So I'll see you at 5:30 tonight. I'll put up posts and everything. So hopefully you guys, 8:30 Eastern time. That's right. But I'll put up posts so that hopefully everybody can find it fairly easily at the appointed hour. I hope you have a great day. Tomorrow is the return of the lounge. That's right. Yeah, I'm not gone. So we're having spaced out trivia tomorrow night. Yeah, Absolutely. Thank you. Oh, I need this group. Absolutely. Julie, I do too. All right. I'll see you guys later. Have a fucking fabulous Friday. Come back for Fuck It All Fridays movie night on the Discords. I'll see you later. Take good care. Hang in there. It's going to be okay. I don't know how it's going to be okay, but somehow it's going to be okay. Yes, GP will be there. Excellent.